then I think one of the other things you talked about was picking a line.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
So for me, picking a line, whether it's on stairs or sort of the more technical stuff, is a little bit different. On stairs, what I like to do is usually find, unless they're straight stairs, the outside line, because if you just imagine like a spiral staircase, the length of each step, the real estate, is larger on the outsides. So like on the other end of the twins, where you have like some of the windy stairs down to the road to Stanley, a lot of people don't like those ferry steps because you don't have a full, nice landing pattern. But if you go towards the outside, you'll actually have a noticeably, you'll feel it more than you'll be able to see it, but it's nicer for that. So that's the type of line that I'll look for that. On the technical stuff, it's almost like as if you're skiing, where sort of has the fewest obstacles and allows you to have the most sort of kind of natural running style without any kind of loose rocks or anything. So like as I'm kind of about to start a downhill and I can first see the section, I'll try to visualize where I can actually be closest to running and then kind of choose that path. And I'll often start a little bit slower and then kind of get into stride as I'm starting to feel more comfortable as the downhill is progressing. So I might start with smaller steps as I start sort of on a path, and then as I'm getting comfortable and getting into a rhythm, increase the length of those strides and maybe even the cadence as well.
And that's a really good point by Jeff, that when you get to that downhill, you've really got to be sort of planning it. So sometimes you see runners, and when they're going down a downhill, they're actually just looking at their feet, and that's the worst thing you can do, because you don't know what's coming ahead and you can't prepare. So I usually find I'll look maybe 3 to 5 meters ahead. By the time that if you look 3 to 5 meters ahead, you can sort of plan, okay, and it's not something where I can see where every foot's going, but I can just see generally the path I'm going to take. And by the time you get there, your feet figure out where to go. You don't need to look at your feet. They'll find the good spots, but you need to actually prepare. And to prepare, you need to be able to see what's ahead of you. So don't look at your feet, look 3 to 5 meters ahead, and that'll give your brain time to prepare and then pick the lines, and your feet will follow.
Yeah. And if you are taking quicker, lighter steps, if you have a little bit of a mistake, it's not quite as consequential, right? Like you're not sort of taking massive lunges and everything. So it's okay to not be looking at where every foot is landing, just being comfortable that you're on a nice path that's not the most dangerous of the options.
And that's the thing, when you're picking, when you're planning the line that you're going to take, sometimes it's sort of an unnatural line. Sometimes you might sort of have to swing around. I often find on trails, like just the edges of the trail can be really good. They can just be sort of a lot flatter. You'll find with some of the ones that we practice on later down here that the edges can be sort of a really good option. You might be going a little bit further, but your footfalls are going to be a lot more stable, a lot more flat, and that's probably the most important thing that we're looking for. Is you're looking for a place where there's a lot of flatter, less slippery sort of footfalls. So that's going to make you go faster and make you more stable. And not
everyone's lines are going to be the same. So actually that's something that when we are going to go down this way, don't necessarily follow whoever's going in front of you. Like try to practice yourself of how would I want to do this, and then go for it. And we're here, we're all here to help. So don't just sort of blindly follow who's in front. Actually do some practice and try to figure out what's the best line for you.